In this lesson, we're gonna continue writing tests for the activity form component. And let's check that after we're going to submit this form, it is going to create new activity. I'm going to quickly create second testing scenario in this file that is going to say that it creates activity after form submission. Let's also render the component as the first step. And before proceeding with this test implementation any further, let's firstly take a look at the implementation of the component and how this activity creation process is implemented. So on this form element, we're seeing that after this form gets submitted, the submit local function gets executed, which calls create activity function that actually creates an activity, and this function comes from another module called activities. So how can we ensure that the activity will be created after we submit this form? And one way to do it would be to ensure that this function create activity actually gets called. So we can use special object called spy, which allows us to watch for functions. So in our test, we will be able to check whether this function create activity has actually been called during activity creation. Let's create spy object first. We are doing it by calling method spy on the vi object, which takes two parameters. The first parameter will be the module that export the function we're trying to watch for. In our case, the module is activities, and the function that we're going to create this spy for, we're specifying as the second argument. In here, the function is called create activity. So if we'll open up activities module, in here one of the exports would be export for create activity function. Let's get back to the test and import this whole module. By using the following notation star, s, and any name that we are going to use to refer to this module in our test. So we're gonna call this module activities, and it is important because we have already used this activities name to create the spy for create activity function from this module. So let's also print out this whole module object and see which element it contains. So this object contains all those exported functions and variables from the activities module. One of those functions is the create activity function that we are interested in and we are creating the spy for in our current test. So now that the spy has been created, we'll have to do those actions to submit the form. The first thing, we have to populate an input field with activity name, and then let's submit the form. I'm gonna find the form first and then call method trigger to trigger submit event. So after doing all these actions, create activity function is supposed to be called once we submit the form. And now that we have the spy, which monitors create activity function calls, we can check how many times that function has actually been called. And we can do so by using the following expectation. We're going to expect that our spy create activity spy has been called once. In other words, we're checking that the create activity function has been called after form submission. And we can even make sure that this function create activity from the activities module will be called by using print statement right here. And if we're gonna see this log in the terminal while running tests, that means that this function was actually called. And indeed, we are seeing this log appeared. But what's even more is that these spies allow us to mock implementation of certain functions. So let's try to call method mock implementation on this spy. And as the first parameter into this function, we have to pass new implementation for the create activity function. This way we're kind of swapping the original implementation of this function with this fake implementation. And now if we're gonna check test execution, instead of the previous log, which is create activity, we're gonna get this new log, which says create activity spy, because this function implementation has been called instead of original one. But we don't have to mock implementation for this test, so I'm gonna remove this mock implementation method call, as well as that log statement inside original create activity implementation. And what we can also check regarding this create activity function call after form submission is that this function has been called with certain argument, which is this object with 3 properties. So let's get back to our test and add second expectation. So to check that particular spy has been called with certain argument, we can call to be called with method. And as the first parameter, it takes an argument that we expect that this spy will be called with. In this case, I'm gonna copy over all these properties. So I'm going to check that this spy gets called with an object argument which contains 3 properties: ID, name, and seconds to complete. Let's also extract this activity name and put it in a separate constant, because we are referring to this name a few times in this test. But what about the value of this ID property? This value gets generated randomly, and every time we're gonna run the test, this value will be different. So we cannot hardcode any string right here. But what we can do is to use the following notation. Let's call method any on the expect object. And as an argument, we're specifying the type that we expect to see this value for the ID property will have. So this way, we're not checking the exact value, but we're checking that the value will be of a proper type. But we don't care which exact value this property is going to store eventually. And the test is passing, but the moment I'm going to remove any of those fields, these objects will no longer be equal, and the test is going to throw an error. So in case we're gonna modify this argument in any way by adding or removing properties from this object, the test is going to fail. And at the end, since we have used spy in this test, in order for this spy to not affect any other test execution, we have to restore all mocks to its original implementation, so it will not interfere with other tests. And to restore all mocks at the end of this test, let's call restore all mocks, like so. So time to run all tests in the project. Let's switch over to the terminal and run all of them. All of them are passing. Let's continue working on tests in the next lesson, and the link to the source code of this project will be in the video description.